Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 1 p.m. English News Edition. ده هلا. A Thursday for the National Week of Social Action. International Senior Conference shits in Europe. That was the headlines and welcome to the national news. As part of the process of building the National Museum of Jaburi, the Minister of Muslim Affairs, Culture and Heritage, Waqaf, His Excellency Mumin Hassan Bari, received in his office on Monday, 18 January 2021, Dr. Haiva Kuter, head of the Franco-Jewish Archaeological Mission, accompanied by Dr. Jessie Collier, expert in archaeology. The meeting was attended by the Minister's Technical Advisor, Mr. Idris Musa Ahmed, the Director of Culture, Mr. Duali Hassan Ahmed, and Dr. Ngeda Muhammad, an independent researcher. Therefore, the Minister welcomed the French expert, stressing the interest of his department in the promotion of national culture in all its multidimensional aspects. Then the Minister highlighted the museum and its role in the preservation of Djibouti's cultural heritage. Thus, the object discovered from this research and excavation will be exhibited at the future National Museum of Djibouti, which is being installed in the building of the former railway station in Plateau. It will be recalled that these experts have worked at the length on the elaboration of the archaeological map of our country, which will enable national specialists to continue research and safe care our cultural and intangible heritage. The Minister of Labour in charge of the reform of administration, His Excellency Ibrahim Roble, received in audience today the new charge d'affaires in the Kingdom of the Morocco in the Republic of Djibouti, Mr. Mabrak Haddaoul. Hence, the Minister wished the new church in the is a warm welcome and pleasant stay in the Republic of Djibouti. During this meeting, the Minister and the church in the firm discussed together the establishment of cooperation relation between the National Agency for the Promotion and Implementing and Skills of Morocco and the National Agency for Implementing Training and Professional Integration (NFIP). That is to say, this contact making meeting was also an opportunity for these two senior officials to discuss Morocco's contribution in terms of experts to the initiative for implementing project, which is entering its final phase. In this case, the organization of Fair and the National Implement Forum scheduled for February 2021. Thereafter, the senior diplomacy in turn welcomed the effort of the Minister of Labour to compete in implement and expressed his real pleasure to work on strengthening support for labour migration. At the end of the meeting, both sides agreed to strengthen partnership relations in the future. Under the chairmanship of the Honorable Abdurrahman Awali Yassin, the Foreign Affairs Committee enlarged to include the committee in charge of legislation, general administration, and human rights. Met on Tuesday, January 21, 2021, to consider a double pile, namely the draft law in line the implementation of the Convention of the Prohibition of the Development, Production, Stock, Peeling and Use of Chemical Weapons and distribution, and the draft law relating to health, radiological and nuclear safety and the application of the safe care. This logical base of the standing committee saw the participation and assistance of the Minister of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, senior administrators of the Department of Higher Education and other ministers. After a preliminary discussion provided, the Foreign Affairs Committee transmitted the analyzed provision of the next public section with a favorable opinion and some rearrangement. The third steps for National Social Action Week invited a delegation led by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Affairs, Solidarity and Ministry of Decentralization, Mr. Ifrah Ali Ahmed, and Mr. Mohammed Isa Farj, the Director of Population, Mr. Mohammed Isa Farj, and Director of Social Action, Mr. Mohammed Isa Farj, as well as the Director of Operation of the Center of Leadership Entrepreneurship, as well as welcomed in city of the Kiel by the regional authorities, namely the Prefect of Mr. Adam Musa Darad, the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Abdurrahman Yonis, and several deputies. Day after they arrived at the Regional Council, the festivity started with a folk dance presentation of 10 social economy works carried out by the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity to its implementing agency. It is by also those carried out jointly with the Secretary of State in charge of nationalization, displayed in the form of the table. At the end speech of regional authorities and parliamentarian Florida did not fail to thank the population for the warm welcome. Above all, the major achievements of the government were highlighted. In his speech, the Prefect and President of the Regional Council of Dikil thanked first of all the President of the Republic for his hard work to his people, then the population of Dikil for the warm welcome. The Secretary General of the Association thanked the population for the warm welcome. They then congratulated the beneficiary, the various committees involved in the targeting of community in context of this cash transfer program. The strong delegation led by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Affairs and Solidarity and Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Ifrah Ali Ahmed Mohammed Farj, the Director of Population Ahmed Jama, as well as the Director of Operation of the Entrepreneurship Center, were able to visit the city of Dikil. They were able to visit income generating activity as well as household securing for people with mental disability who have benefited from community development financing and support from ADS. It was our opportunity to promote youth and women's entrepreneurship, but also above all to encourage their creation in the city of the United. These households warmly welcomed the delegation and were able to discuss and give feedback with them for a more resilient population. The event of the third day of the National Week Social Action were punctuated by several visits, including the home of Krashbel and the sub-prefecture of Asela. Indeed, it is this remote locality that the delegation the Minister of Social Affairs, Solidarity, the State Secretary in charge of the association were able to see first-hand the project financed by the Community Development Fund, namely the construction latrine nearly 116 kilometers from the capital, the sub-prefecture Asela. Welcome senior official of this different department for the presentation certificate to the young laureate training by ADS in the framework to the Forge project. The general inception of MINFOB current tour of the quality of learning went this Saturday, 16 January, in the Northern region to carry out a pedagogical audit as part of the control and monitoring mission. This audit, during which inspection of training and permanent teachers were carried out, checks carried out, interview conducted, data collected, and meeting held with schools heads, and then made it possible to cover all the subjects taught and identify all the didactic and pedagogical parameters. It should be emphasized that these audits are the subject of reports sent by the Inspectorate General to the MINFO with the aim of reinforcing learning, optimizing teacher monitoring, school project, strengthening the pedagogical leadership of head teachers and providing specific monitoring and support for each school in response to its needs. The European Union delegation organized this morning at the Sheraton Hotel a consultation workshop with the various public and private Jewish media. The meeting was attended by European Union ambassadors first from different European Union departments, such as the head of the cooperation with the European Union, the first communication project coordinator, journalists from the writing and the visual press. The objective of this meeting is first of all to discuss from the outside on the way and means to unite our effort to have a common vision by putting in place a participatory approach likely to pause the communication in order to remedy the problem of the population, and finally to equip journalists who are the voice of the public to succeed in their mission of information to finally to be the satisfied and fulfill the aspiration of general public. In his speech, the European Union ambassador thanked the Egyptian journalists who assisted the meeting, as well as the different European Union departments. They recalls the project aims to increase the coverage and production of drinking water in Djibouti City at no indicated cost by desalination procedure for a production. The National Agency for the Disabled, located in Hermos, hosted this morning a ceremony dedicated to the reception of a donation mainly composed of nabis for people with special needs from UNFPA. The donation ceremony took place in the presence of the Director General of the NP, Mr. Doual Said Mahmoud, and the UNFPA representative, Mr. Aisha Ibrahim, as well as officials from both institutions. In a speech delivered on this occasion, the UNPFA representative affirmed the excellent relation and the close cooperation with the National Agency for Persons with Disability. She also pledged to make a very effort to contribute to the effort to improve the living condition of people with disability in Djibouti. The Director General of Disability Person Douali thanked the different organizations who are here to take care and help those people with special needs. The YCHP came where they were recognized an intervention. Iskandram, our station, hosted a charge of community ceremony between Commander Ahmed and Kaisi Dahir, Muhammad descending the United Commander, and Lieutenant Muhammad Ali Durir, extended the United Commander in both the Senate 20 foreign Commander Ahmed Kaisi Dahir Muhammad descending the United Commander has been designed to attend the training of staff course in the United States of America for a period of 2 years. The handover ceremony was presided over by the Chief of Defense Staff, Brigadier General Tahir Ali Mohammed. The ceremony was also attended by senior officials of the Egyptian Armed Force. To the fight against the coronavirus, participation was limited and the wearing of masks was made compulsory.
Officiers, sous-officiers, militaires du rang et personnel civil du camp Anglais Hajam Aden, vous reconnaîtrez désormais pour votre chef, le lieutenant Mohamed Ali Darar, ici présent, et vous lui obéirez en tout ce qu'il vous commandera pour le bien du service, l'exécution des règlements militaires, l'observation des lois et le succès des armes de la République de Djibouti. Formez les bancs. En dignité en avant. Causer. Hey! Présentez. La troupe à la disposition du nouveau commandant d'unité.
En mon commandant. Zé! Repos! S'applique! Présentez!
Secretary General Tahir Ali Mohammed, accompanied by the delegation of senior officials of the ADF Steve, accepted the state of rolling stock, tractor, combat vehicle and troop transport. General Tahir Ali Mohammed conducted quite a tour of the installation of the area where CJ becoming where finally in the Council Hall of Honor the two officially descended United Commander and ascended United Commander proceeded to sign official document for the transfer command. The Commune of Belbel organized a lounge dedicated to the recognition of and thanks of the young mobilizing leaders of the Napoli at the Al-Rahma complex. This lunch ceremony was the initiative of the President of the Republic of the Belbela Commune, Mr. Idris Bashir Gura, at the end of the recognition of thanks for the determined young leader of the district who constantly works with the representative of the commune in several files. Moreover, the young leaders of the Napoli did a remarkable job for the Youth Day, which took place on 17 December at the Goulet Stadium by bringing together to the young people of the Belbela commune for this event, which the president of the commune offered them, the youth, in recognition this that all the representatives of the Belbela commune took part in this ceremony. The local elected officially, the representative of the Napoli Council as well as the deans of the Belbela commune. At the end of the lunch, certificates of recognition and thanks were distributed to the young leaders of the mobilizing Napoli. The president of the commune first thanked all the representatives of the Belbela district council, the local elected representatives, the young mobilizing and the various associations. The commune of Belbela participated in the event 17 December and they showed their strong support of the President of the Republic, Success Mamangele, all the users to the effort made by the determined young people of the district as well as the local elected representative. Today, he fully deserved this ceremony. He said, I thank him for all the work he is doing with the representative of the commune and more particularly, I thank him for the strong participation in the mobilization of the youth. At the request of the director of the private primary school, Anglais, the Sheikh Musa Instruction Center received a visit from the public of this school, accompanied by the director and teachers. Upon their arrival under the escort of the Road Safety Gendarmerie, the pupils and the teachers of this school were warmly welcomed by a strong delegation composed of the senior officer of the Gendarmerie. Then a few words of thanks and welcome on behalf of the chief of the staff of the Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Hassan Eden, and the pupils were led to the place of arms to salute the national flag and sing to the music alongside a platoon of the gendarmerie. For this purpose, the pupils were led by in the facing the flag like the At the end of this color rising ceremony, the highlight of the visit, the students were invited to amphitheater, the Jeddah Hochable Idle Conference Center to watch a presentation of different missions of the Gendarmerie and video clip on the job of the Gendarmerie. And now moving on to the international news, President Joe Biden moves swiftly to destabilize Donald Trump's legacy just hours after his inauguration, signing a series of executive actions that will serve course on immigration, climate change, racial equality, and the handling of the coronavirus epidemic. That's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention. Very wonderful evening.